Happy Sunday, my beautiful people here on my channel. Someone just made a comment on one of my videos, and I'm like, okay, so I'm sitting here, might as well pull it up and go through what the mind does during a walkthrough. I know that you guys wanted to see a lot of that. I had not only just comments, but DMs as well. I want to be able to share as much here as possible. If you're just finding me, please make sure to subscribe. So this is and you'll be able to tell by the video that this was a while back. I mean, we weren't wearing masks. This is before COVID, but someone just recently made a comment on it. So I wanted to go through that with you. I thought it'd be a fun video. Again, if you're just coming on my channel now, you'll find that I talk about all kinds of things real estate, but what I specialize is multifamilies. That's exactly where you find multi-generational wealth, and that's what we're trying to create. That's what the philosophy of my programs are, and the teachings and mentorings that I do. I teach people how to create generational wealth through multifamilies. So this is some buildings that I look at. Now I like to start with the outside. I always start with the outside. I like to walk around, look at big ticket items. I'll look at the roof. I look at the parking spots. I like to take a look around of what's going on. I like to go all the way as far as I can to take a really good look at windows and roofs. So that's what I do. I look at numbers. This is one of the realtors there that we were talking to. Let's see if we can fast forward a little bit here. I'm going to fast forward. This is to, I know we looked at another property down the street. This realtor obviously has a very flashy shirt. I think he thought he was Magnum PI. So let's go to that other property. Okay, yeah. Okay, so here, so first of all, we went there. We went and met the other realtor there. So this is the realtor that found the deal for us, and then there was the other realtor there. And so just go back. I'm just going to go back for just a moment. Okay, hold on a second. So you see the downspouts? Perfect. This is exactly what you want to see. Now, from the video, and I can't really remember when I did my walkthrough. I don't know if the grading of the patch of grass in front of the property was sloping inwards, because it kind of looks that way on this video. But what I like to see is the water being pushed out. A lot of the times they have these eavesdrops that come all the way out, and they're broken, busted, and people forget about it. So he's got the eavesdrops, with an extension going all the way out. This is exactly what I want to see. It tells me that, number one, the landlord cares. The grass is cut. That tells me that right now there's a pride of ownership. And it happened that when we walked that property, that particular realtor was the owner. And he was really proud of his properties. You can tell that they were taking good care of them. Yeah, that's fine. I'm looking for high ticket items. Okay. If you see on the left-hand side, looks like there's some cracks on the parging. So I'm not too concerned about that. I mean, at the end of the day, parging cracks and you just got to repair it. What we don't want to see is cracks in the foundation. But in this, just walking, I can already tell, like, the brickwork, I'm looking for what's going to cost me money. Okay. So obviously this property has been well maintained. And the only concern at this point is the parking, the condition of the parking lot. It looks like at some point I'm going to have to invest into you know, putting in and, you know, you fixing the parking, the pavement. Now, the second I meet someone or a realtor, I'm going to get right. You can see right there beside me. Now that belongs to the other, obviously that belongs to the other property. And you can even tell the downspout here on the right-hand side, you know, the other property is not as well maintained as this one, but I'm looking for deficiencies. Pretty much at my first walkthrough, I'm looking for high ticket items.
12 bags of garbage.
So he's telling me about the garbage. Now, garbage is important. You need to ask, is there an extra cost? A lot of the times in these pro formas, you never see the cost of garbage, and it's a big surprise at the end. Sometimes the municipality takes care of it, and sometimes you have to hire a private company. I know now with COVID, a lot of people are working from home. The consumption of people is different, has increased probably 100%. And so garbage is an ongoing issue, and you want to make sure that you know, whether you have to get a new bin or hire a company, a private company, but you need to know that expense. I mean, it is an expense. Now, I also want to know about the parking stalls. How many? What's the space? Where I can see there's extra space here in the back. There could be an opportunity to build some lockers. This is the kind of things that I think about when I'm walking a property. To the left, I also see that there's some sort of common area, outdoor common area where the tenants have, you know, maybe created a smoking area and whatnot. So I'm okay with that.
A lot of the people do recycle. Not everybody. A lot of people do recycle. There's 12 spots here. They're not really assigned. Anybody parks wherever kind of they want.
Yeah. Okay. Alfonso was asking about phase one environmental.
Yeah, so I was asking questions. If usually, I mean, of course, this is a commercial deal, 12 units. Your lender is going to request a phase one environmental report, and it's not unusual that the previous seller, the owner of the property, at some point they had a phase one environmental, and so I always ask if they have one on file. It might be outdated, but at least it gives me an idea of where they are, you know, where they're at, and I can always give that phase one environmental to the new engineer company that's going to do the phase one environmental, and maybe they can use some of the content to give me a better price, you know. But at the end of the day, if they have one, that's usually good news. In this case, with this property, there was a property down the, you know, two doors down. It was beside an industrial lot. Okay, so that was a concern.
We thought we were looking at that property.
Yeah.
And beside that other industrial lot.
Yes. So when you're doing a phase one environmental, what they look for is historical. You know, what has happened around that land historically, and so if there was a gas station or industrial lot, or maybe it was a mechanics, it was a auto mechanic shop, you know, years back, or, you know, there was maybe a laundromat, there's always going to be concern, and you really don't want to, you know, not do a proper environmental.
You already know this is my sale.
So now he tells me the goods. So now we're having this conversation, and he comes with it, right? He says, okay, now you know this is my sale. I am the owner here, and you know, now I know that I'm talking directly to the owner. Now, if you notice, I'm controlling the conversation. The realtor that brought me to that property pretty much stepped aside, and I knew I was talking directly to the owner.
I bought this one. That one has sold, and he only did a phase one as well. There was a gas station.
So I'm not sure about this downspout here. It might be just I mean, I didn't investigate. Obviously, I didn't buy this property, but you can tell there's a lot of deterioration here in the brick. And, you know, the water's going over here, probably, you know, from either from the furnace room or the boiler, who knows? But what the good news is that there's some cameras that he had installed.
When we bought it, we either went one way and had to get a phase one, or we had to go another way and get an appraisal.
Yeah.
So we went the phase one way.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a phase one done 5 years ago, and I've got it from picture of. Okay. So we put in the cameras, gentlemen. It's all paid for. So it's all got.
Yeah, cameras. Cameras is important. Hold on, let's back it up here. Back it up, guys. Back it up. So I can see that some people have installed air conditionings units in their windows. Not good for windows. In fact, any new property that we have, we don't even allow people to put air conditioning units in their windows. There are air conditioning units that you just pop in the window covering. There's an exhaust, and the unit is inside their house. These type of units destroy windows. It just makes a big. It's just a big mess. So look, when you're looking at a property, obviously when you're doing a walkthrough, you basically what you're doing is like you're trying to see as much as you can, but you're not going to solve all the world's problems on that day. Okay. You just want to get a good understanding of what the condition of that property is. If there's any deficiencies, if there's anything that you have to worry about. A walkthrough doesn't replace an inspection. You're still going to do your inspection. I'm always doing my inspections, but before that, I walk the property before I do my inspections, and then I do another walkthrough afterwards. You know, you never know. You need multiple pairs of eyes. You never know what you're gonna find. So look, these windows look like they're in really great shape. They look at least 10 years old. So I'm really happy that at some point these windows were replaced. I think it's a sign of, you know, this particular seller just taking really good care of their property, probably keeping up with the capital expenditures as they came.
I've got another one, Jesse, we're gonna meet her. She's been here for
So he's not giving me the goods here, guys. He's telling me about this tenant, this tenant, this tenant, this tenant, this tenant, this tenant. I mean, you never know. Sometimes sellers can be really talkative. In this case, this is the realtor and the seller at the same time. And of course, he's trying to make the sale. But I think he's very transparent. I think he's telling me this person is going to cause you issues. This person is about to move out. The rents are too low or whatnot. And I think he was being very sincere, but you always want to take it with a grain of salt. You don't know what they're saying to you, okay? So there's a reason why people want to sell, and you just want to make sure that, of course, you want to trust people, right? Trust but verify is what I'm trying to tell you.
15, 8 years up on the top floor, a couple that have been here for a few years, and then about probably a half dozen that are less than 3. Okay. To be honest with you, you want turnover because the rents are low. Yeah. All right, and you can't get anybody out. So I'm now getting 900 for this one.
He's giving me the goods. So I pull out my sheet and I start asking questions about these numbers or whatnot. He's telling me this and that. So we go through some of this exchange here. Let me see here. Let me just fast forward until we go into the unit. So everything looks to be up to code, fire code, and that's what I like to see. Cleanliness gives me a good idea of how this property is being taken care of. The type of tenants that you had in here were just pretty much like blue collar type people, and you know, the units were pretty much in good shape.
But he's military and he goes to Quebec.
Yeah.
Roof was was done 2 years ago. It's in
So,
your package.
you know,
I
like
just
it's
told
when you're
Ruth to
doing
get
a
it
walkthrough in a
built
unit,
across
guys, you're not going to, it's not like you're gonna go and try all this. As the very minimal that you can do is check the water pressure, you know, check out if there's, I like to go to the bottom of the windows to see if there's any moisture. I usually bring a screwdriver, poke at things, see if there's anything that I should be concerned about. In this case, I'm looking at the tenant profile to see if it's a, you know, if it's a type of unit, if it's a type of property that I'd want to own. Of course, you can inherit everything about that property, and it's not like you can get people out. I like to see if there's any deficiencies inside. I'm walking all around here. Let me see here. Went into that other unit. Let me see if we can. Conversations, and then we went, I think we went upstairs. So, you know, of course, be respectful. In this case, he said this lady's not going to want us to film. That's fine. You know, be respectful of people and their privacy. You know, you don't want to go in there with all these cameras and stuff like that. I mean, this is the first time I saw this property, and at the end of the day, we ended up, we were negotiating. We couldn't really come to terms, but I suggest you do as many walkthroughs as possible. The reason I can own real estate all across Canada is because I've done real estate and I've walked properties. I encourage all of my students to walk as many properties as possible. You guys can go find these videos, walking apartment buildings, episode 619. I think I'm at 700 videos, over 500,000 views, 1,600 subscribers. So thank you so much if you've subscribed to my channel. If you want to learn this stuff, hey, send me a private message, DM me, you know, find me, you know, reach out to me. I love to teach this. I love to help people create that generational wealth for themselves and their families, create that freedom. Hey, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell to be notified the next time I'm doing a video. Alfonso loves you, and we'll see you at the top. Yes, sir.